시작하겠습니다.
Okay.
I should have given
Oh, no,
earlier.
it's okay. You're very good. I have many books and never
네, 저
gotten them back.
인근이름에도 품종이 쓰는
왜
게
그래?
I figure
시작할게요.
in Korean, lending is the
시작할게요.
same as
5분
giving.
넘었어.
Not really.
오늘은
One of the
지금은
professors I read a
장마철이니까
very important book,
레이니 시즌에 대한
Silent Spring
그런
by
걸
Rachel Carlson.
표현해 보겠습니다.
First edition. I lent it to him because he
It's
taught.
rainy season these days. The weather is hot and humid. The laundry doesn't dry well. Be uncomfortable to get out. 이 외출이 힘들어. Be comfortable. Be uncomfortable. 나와 이렇게. Be uncomfortable to get out. Pay attention to precautions of the rain season. 주의사항, 장마철 주의사항. Beware of mold and moisture. 곰팡이와 습기를 조심하고. The food goes bad easily, so take care of it thoroughly. 음식이 잘 상하죠. 그걸 하고. Watch out for slippery road on the drive safely. Make sure there is no debris is on the drains. 배수구 그걸 잘 확인해야 되고. Make sure there is no debris is on the drains. Make sure there is no leaks on the ceiling or wall. 누수가 샜나? 아파트 같은 데는 베란다 실리콘 같은 거 누수 새는 걸 주의해야 되고. Maintain health through the regular sleep and nutritious meal. 규칙적인 수면과 영양 섭취를 잘해서 건강하게 하고. On a rainy day, it is good to have a coffee or tea and enjoy the rain outside the window. 이렇게 비 오는 날은 비가 주룩주룩 내리는 날 커피 한 잔을 들고 창밖을 내려보면 빗소리도 좋고 내리는 거 감상하고 있는 그것도 또 아늑하면서 좋더라고 나는.
Yes, that's
예, 그래서 여기까지 표현해봤습니다. 됐지?
The 2026 World Cup finally came to end. Yes. Actually, this morning early, I didn't plan to wake up early and to watch the game, but my daughter, she woke up and she asked me, Mom, are you going to watch the game? So I said yes, and we watched the game this morning. Wow, Spain won, right? Champion this year. The last week, I enjoyed watching the matches. I like to watch soccer games, and especially the four countries which went to the semi-finals. That's France, Spain, England, Argentina, right? So last week I spent quite a time watching those semi-finals and enjoyed a lot. I think some of you already know that actually William posted about Lionel Messi, and he was one of really favorite players. He played very well. Some people call his soccer, his play is stroll soccer, 산책 축구, stroll soccer. He doesn't really run, a lot during the game, the matches, but still he scores a lot. Amazing goals, right? Amazing goals. So I enjoyed his play a lot, and also I happen to know some very good players like Mbappe from France this time, and Spain, Lamine Yamal. This time he beat Messi actually, right? Spain. Yeah, he is. He is. Did you see that picture that when he was a baby, a very small baby in a bathtub. Messi was giving him a bath, right? As a UNICEF member. So it was quite interesting. But Messi is almost 40, right? Is it?
Yeah.
But still, he showed good play in this 2026 World Cup. I was interested in him quite, so I looked for his story, and I found that he got through a lot of failure and success, but finally,
아기가
you
됐을
know,
때 그 사진 보이지? 아주 작은 아기를
야, 뭐가
he,
뭐.
when he was young, when he was child,
아기가 됐을 때 그 사진
he
보이지?
suffered from a sickness, like it's called growth hormone deficiency. Yeah, so he couldn't grow well, and the cost of treatment was tremendous. I mean, huge. So too expensive. So family couldn't do that. Couldn't offer the cost of treatment for Messi. So the family decided to go to Spain, FC Barcelona. So they moved to Spain, and you know, he could help some. He could get some help from Barcelona, and he trained there, and later actually he came back to join Argentina team. But anyway, he's not tall, but because of good treatment, his height now 170 centimeter, not so small, but not. Is it average? A little
I think average.
smaller.
Oh.
Yeah, average.
Understand.
Yeah. So anyway, he this World Cup I think it is the final play, and I think he's going to retire. So I kind of cheered for him at the final, but really Spain shows good play. I
Very
think
young.
their play really beat Argentina's, and also I think the coach's tactics was excellent because he displayed Ferran's. He got the goal. Uh, After the first half, second half, there was the extra time, right? And they got the goal. They scored one goal from the player who was replaced. So I think the coach was good also. He showed good tactics. Anyway, it was a great time, enjoyable time, watching those matches. And now it's end. So
How do you think what team, which team is win?
Spain.
Spain?
Yeah. This morning I watched the game.
I think 끝났어요?
Yeah.
스페인 이겼어?
Final. Spain and Argentina this morning, early this morning.
난 아직 안 끝난 줄 알고 아직
우리도
끝난
이야기
줄
하고
알고.
있어 지금.
I, you didn't listen to me. You didn't listen to me, William. I told this morning I woke up early. My daughter wake me up to watch the game together at 4 o'clock. It went up to like 6:30, 7 or to 7, So
한국은 제일 잘한다.
they
스페인 젊은 선수
아침에 일어나.
제일 유리한.
Spain, Ferran this time he scored one goal, so that yeah made the Spain champion this time. Yeah. Even though Messi, I cheered him up to until the end, but he couldn't make a goal.
아, 메시가 지쳤구나.
Oh, not really.
나이 먹어도.
Not really. Messi still he's strong. He doesn't run a lot. This time he tried until the last, but Spain was their players so skillful. I think. 스페인 선수들이 제가 보니까 이번에 아르헨티나하고 현저하게 달랐어요. 사실은. 그러니까 슈팅도 거의 없었어. 아르헨티나는 슈팅도 훨씬 많았고 유효골도 훨씬 많았어요. So I think 스페인의 스킬이 좀 앞서갔어요. 근데도 아르헨티나가 항상 지다가도 나중에 역전하잖아요. 근데도 이번에는 역전을 못했어. 왜냐면 스페인이 워낙 무적함대잖아요 거기가. 그리고 그 마지막 골에서 골문을 올 시즌에 스페인 골키퍼가 한 골밖에 허용을 안 했대. 그러니까 엄청난 거지. 근데 사실은 슈팅도 별로 안 했어요. 아르헨티나는 이번에 거의 스페인이 슈트를 엄청 많이 했고 끝까지 안 치더라고 스페인도.
우리나라 선수도 너무 지금 늙어 있어요. 문제가.
Yeah, I think that could be one reason, but
손흥민 같은 선수 빼고.
but you know, knowing Messi, I think this time Messi made most goal. Mbappe made 10 goals. He's the first player in this 2026 World Cup, and Messi made 8 goals. So it doesn't matter his age. I think 나이가 별 문제가 안 됐어요. 메시가 이번에 제일 많이 넣은 건 음바페가 10골, 메시가 8골 넣었어요 이번에 전체 통틀어서 2등.
그러니까 이제 그런
근데 이제 나이도 있긴 있겠지.
스타 플레이어 우리나라도 손흥민 같은 선수를 내비두고 나이 먹어도 나머지 이제 좀 선수들을 바꿔야 되는데 너무 지치는 거예요. 이제 젊은 선수를 바꿔야 되는데.
Anyway, John also enjoyed soccer a lot this time.
다 빗나갔네.
I spent most of the week at the funeral. Actually, before he died, his wife asked me to cover because she had to be with him during the week when English camp started. So I offered to be with him during the times when she could not be with Howard. Howard was an interesting person. He came to Korea to teach in the schools. But Howard is not a normal person. And in classes, he would make up stories.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, there are alligators in Seoul. Sewer system. You know the sewer system? Punky, sewer system. Seoul has a sewer system, right? Sewer. You flush toilet. 화장실. It goes into sewer.
하수도 system.
Yeah. And there are alligators under there.
That's what he said?
Yeah, and he would tell stories to the children. And then the parents would get very angry.
Yeah. Because they would
Parents did not like this. So he was not rehired.
Oh, really? He was elementary school teacher.
Yeah, elementary. So he married Jennifer. And he also bicycled from Nova Scotia to Vancouver.
Oh, Canada, Nova Scotia.
Yeah, took 2 months. How far? Over 10,000 kilometers.
Wow.
10,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
1 kilo. 1 kilo.
So he loved bicycling.
I see.
So I went on many long bicycle trips with him and his wife.
I see.
Because Chodio, I love bicycling.
You went up to Canada also? You bicycled together?
No,
Okay.
all in Korea.
America? In Korea?
All in Korea.
I see.
Mainly during Chuseok.
Chuseok.
Ah.
Have you been 대청호?
Nice.
대청호. Have you been 대청호? Bicycle.
She asked, have you been
Have you been 대청호?
대청호 by bicycle?
Daejeong-ho. Oh, many times.
Bicycling?
Daejeon to Daejeong-ho. Many times. I bicycled that probably 50 times.
Wow, 50 times.
50 times at least.
I respect you.
And Gwangju too. And Mokpo. I mean, I bicycle a lot with Howard and Jennifer. Now, this is a warning to all of you. He would be alive if he hadn't refused examination of his stomach.
He has cancer, right?
He had cancer. When you have a medical exam every 2 years, right? They ask you to have examination of your stomach. He refused. I told him many times, do not refuse, have it done. But Howard is Howard. He refused. He died of stomach cancer. They would have caught this easily. But he refused. And now he's dead because of it, I think.
How old is he?
67. But if you look at the pictures of Howard, he looks like he's in his 40s. He's very, very young type of person.
I think his thought is right. I think.
His thought is right? Not to have physical therapy, medical checkup, you mean?
I think you really, it's a.
He is saying that not having medical checkup was wrong.
It's wrong.
It was wrong.
How did you know him at the first time?
잘못됐다는 거지.
Ah,
그거 검사 안
I know him
I think
early because he also hiked.
I
In
think.
I
Korea?
understand what
Yeah.
you're saying.
He was in my hiking club, Tajin Hikers. I've been in the hiking club 20 years. So I know many people from leading hikes in your mountains because I love the Korean mountains. So,
But he never got to medical checkup.
no, he had medical checkup, but not stomach exam.
Oh, really? Ah,
You have to have medical
so never.
you have to have medical checkup. If you do not have medical checkup, you do not have health coverage in Korea. You're very strict about that. You must have medical checkup.
But he used to have it, but he didn't check his stomach.
He refused the stomach examination. So, and the other thing is, in Korea, what is the most common cancer? Stomach cancer is the most common of all cancers in this country.
I guess so.
Every year, many people die of stomach cancer. There are hospitals that specialize just in stomach cancer.
But there is relatively high possibility to survive for stomach cancer.
If caught early.
Yeah, yeah.
If caught early.
Yes, yes.
If caught late, impossible.
Yes. Post,
How long from finding he had cancer to death? 1 year. That is usual. 1 year. Hunch? 1 year. What's 1 year, Hangulman?
yeah.
He up gone.
So he was sick for 1 year.
Sick for 1 year. How did he know he had a problem? This is the way you find out that you have a problem. Your dong is black. It's the color of May's beautiful hair. It's black. Why? Blood. Because of blood.
Blood.
Yeah, because of blood. That's how. But he thought it was an ulcer. You know, ulcer. What's ulcer, Hangulman? Stomach ulcer.
아, 그 뭐지? 왜 이렇게 뭐 여기 붙어 있는
용종이 앞으로 만나잖아.
Yeah. So I hate to be negative, but I am very sad over this.
용종이 커면은 암이 되는 거예요.
네. 그러니까
캔서가 되는 거예요.
그거 용종 나올 사람 다 하다잖아.
My turn. On my today, on my way to this library, I felt like I was a president of Korea.
You what present?
I felt like I am president of Korea.
Really? You felt you are the president of
because
Korea?
traffic signal, traffic signal is on my side. Yeah.
All green.
Yes.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Sometimes that's very interesting.
yeah, so I was
It happens sometimes.
here
Few times.
very early.
All the lights green.
Yes.
So that's
그 아침에 여기 오는 길에 계속 초록불이 어가지고 너무 일찍 온 거예요. 꼭 누가 나를 이렇게 딱 대통령처럼 이렇게 딱 열어준 것 같아서, 예, 그래서 내가 너무 오늘 대통령 같았다는 그 기분을 느꼈다고 이야기했습니다. I think
Of course.
I have nothing that I want to talk about. So instead of my talk, I want to give someone, especially Choi, much time. and I wanted to ask her something about her talk. That's it.
여기 초이 선생님 얘기한 거 아니에요?
초이 예?
제가 오늘은
초이 선생님 얘기한 거예요?
네, 제가 오늘은 번역을 굳이 하자면 오늘은 특별히 제가 할 이야기가 없어가지고 네, 시간을 초이쌤한테 좀 많이 초이쌤이랑 클라우스한테 많이 주고 싶어서 여기서 멈추고 대신에 좀 이따가 이제 그 초인우한테 몇 가지 질문을 하겠다고 말을 했습니다.
본관이 경제 전조예요? 본관이 초이 선생님?
그런 이야기는 나중에 하시고 지금은 영화를 빨리 하세요. 네.
경주? 큰 집이네. Last month, my neighbor's house, a little boy cried during 3 hours. Yeah, for 3 hours. Yeah, I went there. Ding dong, ding dong. Yeah. Little boy, wrong hand. I ask, why so cry? Why? He was alone. Yeah, his grandfather went out. Yeah, went out. Yes, and I called his mother. Your son cried during 3 hours. Why? Yeah, why? And she said, vomit. He vomit six.
time?
Yeah, 6 times. He vomit.
네.
vomit. Yeah, 6 hours. 아니 그게 아니고 6번 토했다고요. 아침에. 그러니까 유치원이 뭐죠? 킹더가든. 예. not go. 킹더가든. 예. So I said, you must not eat all day. Not eat all day. You must. I said his mother, and later his grandfather came here. So I said, yes. 예. Your nephew는 저기고 조카고 손자는 grandson must not eat all day. So next time 그러니까 다음 시간에는 왜 이렇게 우리 입맛이 있는데 거기에 대해서 이거를 이제 한꺼번에 그것 때문에 좀 제가 막 또 이제 공부를 했거든요. 예, 공부를 했는데 구토에 대해서 왜 우리 구토가 혀에 쓴맛이 우리 몸에 많은데 구토를 유도하는 이유가 우리가 만약에 독을 삼켰더라도 그걸 해서 살게 한대요. 그 쓴맛을 느끼는 그게. 그래서 이제 그 꼬맹이 토하는 사건이 있습니다. 한번 공부를 했는데 그게 좀 길어서 오늘은 한꺼번에 얘기 못하고 그거는 이제 다음 시간에 넥스트 알때 굵으세요.
You try
해탈라면
today
굵어요.
and you
최고요.
use the gesture. We could understand without speaking Korean. That was good.
It was good. Yeah.
Yeah. See, you didn't speak Korean, but you used your gesture, so we could understand.
That was well presented.
Thank you.
Maria?
Yesterday our church 안 가져왔어. 죄송해요. 놓고 왔어요. Yesterday my church had some special African missionary.
Your church had some what?
African missionary. African
African missionary.
African
Missionary what?
missionary.
African
You showed some What event?
He came to our church to report. To report his acting. 그래서 선교사님이 아프리카 선교사님이 선교 보고를 하러 우리 교회에 오셨어요. I became to know our church sponsored have sponsored for a long time. 오랜 시간 동안 그 선교사님은 후원을 했었대요, 우리 교회가. And as soon as I saw him, I felt his face is familiar, very familiar with me. 그래서 얼굴을 처음 봤는데 얼굴이 낯익더라고요. I heard at first time I didn't know who he was. 처음에 봤을 때는 그가 누군지 잘 몰랐어요. During his sermon, 설교하는 동안에 I thought his name and his African mission. It occurred one student occurred to me. 그 성사님이 설교하는 동안에 제가 그 이름하고 활동 보고를 받으면서 한 이름이 떠올랐어요. 그래서 I became to know who he was. 그가 누군지를 알겠더라고요. I thought when I was sophomore at the university, 제가 대학교 3학년일 때 he was a freshman of sophomore. Okay, senior. When I was a junior. When I was a junior at the university, he was a freshman member of DFC. 제가 대학교 3학년 때 그가 DFC는 CCC하고 똑같은 건데 DFC 선교단체 클럽이거든요. DFC 1학년 멤버였어요. So we used to gathered at one place every Friday morning. 우리는 매주 금요일마다 이렇게 모든 멤버들이 다 모였어요. 한 장소에 모여서 and shared our quiet time. 우리 이제 그 큐티 묵상하는 거를 공유를 했고 서로 이렇게 나누는 시간이 있었거든요. At that time, I remember one student had a vision to be a missionary to Africa. 아프리카에서 비전을 갖고 있는 한 학생이 있었어요. He confessed his vision to Africa, and he showed his love to God and Africa. Especially. 그는 특별하게 하나님에 대한 사랑과 아프리카에 대한 그 사랑을 표현을 했었어요. I thought, the name and his mission acting must be the student long time ago. 오래전에 그러니까 그 이름이랑 그 행동하는 게 오래전에 그였으면 틀림없더라고요. So I asked.
You went him and then you asked him.
Yeah, I asked his wife about his university and DFC career. His wife said yes, 맞아요. 얘기를 하더라고요. 제가 물어봤더니 그래서 so he became to recognize me as a member of the DFC, also senior member. 그래서 그는 이제 제가 이제 DFC 선배였다는 걸 알게 됐어요. 그도 꽤 알더라고요. 네. At that time, I took charge of the freshman all members of DFC. 그때 제가 이제 1학년 학생들을 담당하는 그런 책임을 맡고 있었거든요. Uh, so, uh, so uh, he remembered me and back to the school. 맞나 표현이 맞나? 저를 기억하고 그 학창 시절을 기억을 하더라고요. 그래서 I envy he realized his dream to Africa missionary. 그가 그때부터 품었던 그 아프리카 선교사에서 꿈을 이룬 게 참 부러웠어요.
So you met him all the way after like 30 years more, like
예,
you met
yeah,
saw him in your 20s, right?
about 30 years.
About 30 years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
In your 20s.
Yeah, in the early year of 20s. Yeah,
met each other.
yeah. It was nice to meet him again.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever talked about something with him at your college?
Yeah. We talked about the familiar names, the friends names, and the member of DFC, and the missionary of DFC, missionary teacher of DFC. 우리 이제 아는 이름들 얘기하고 간사님들 이름 얘기하면서 so he asked some news about some members. 어떤 이제 몇몇 멤버들에 대한 소식을 물어보고 so it was I think it was a good time yesterday. 좋은 시간이었던 것 같아요. 참 여기도 DFC 선배, DFC에서 대충대에서.
그래.
프리크리.
So we met at the funeral of DFC missionary. DFC 선교사님 장례식에서 만났어요.
후르프 신장과 다 아는데.
Maria, do you know what does the DFC stands for?
Disciples for Christ.
For Christ.
예수님
제자.
제자들.
Discipline.
Disciples for
Disciples.
Christ.
But before name is CCC.
CCC에서 디걸즈드 갈라져서.
I like CCC.
디걸즈 from CCC.
CCC.
저희 메이가 축구 전문가시더라고 아까 말씀
No, not
들어보니까
really. I just
많이
was
아시더라고.
interested in. But I like watching.
Okay. There was a soccer semi-final
Yes.
between France and England yesterday.
Yes. 10 goals. Right?
10
They
goals.
scored 10 goals.
I like 음바페.
6-4.
Play 음바페. I like.
England beat France 6-4.
6-4. Yeah, that's right.
볼이 그렇게 많이 나올 수가 없어.
Yeah, first time. I think it was the first time.
근데
At the semi-final, 10 goals.
그 재밌었을 것 같아 이제.
Yeah. It was, I think the audience on the stadium, they would enjoy a lot. 10 goals.
이 페이스가 음바페가 좀 인상이
Yes,
좋더라고.
Mbappe.
페이스가 좋더라고. 음바페가.
Impression was good.
There was a soccer final between Spain and Argentina early this morning. 오늘 아침에 결승이.
John, did you watch it too?
Okay.
몇 시에 했어요?
오늘 아침에
It
결승.
started 4 o'clock, it ended
What time?
over 6 o'clock. 4시 정도에 시작해갖고
아이고.
6시 반 넘어서까지.